Welcome. This is our Top 20 show. Normally we do these things live, but I am on a vacation at the moment. Well, at the moment I'm recording this, but when you see this, if you're watching the live premiere of this, thank you for watching the live premiere. Nobody ever watches our live premieres, but maybe you will for this one, because this will give you a chance to chat amongst yourselves about it. I'll be uploading one of these each Wednesday that I'm gone for 1 month. I'll be back. Silent Hill. I've played a little bit of Silent Hill, as you saw in this footage here, our gameplay footage. Yes, there I am looking at a black screen. I think at one point I thought I could record a Silent Hill playthrough with a red light on me, and I didn't realize that wouldn't work with the green screen, and that the red light was extremely dark. As far as lights go, pretty dark light. But I remember enjoying the first couple hours of that Silent Hill. I haven't played any other ones. I see when I've been researching these songs that Silent Hill 2 seems to be the one everybody really holds up. But we'll be playing some stuff from Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 1, a bunch of other ones. This is the Silent Hill theme. It is so damn good. It's got that great rock, slightly kind of industrial trip-hoppy beat. It's got those great mandolin, you might say. It's some nice distorted guitar and tremolo. I think that the guitar effects give it this feeling of unsettledness, where you're in a nest of being unsettled. We've talked about this a lot of times on the Top 20 music shows before, because we've played a lot of Silent Hill's music. There's so much of it, especially because of Leonard always putting it there and everyone else. But it's just so damn original. You would never think, most composers would never think to do this for a horror game, which really gave it a different feel. It gave it a feel like, especially in that PlayStation era when this came out, PlayStation 1, when they were just experimenting with how do you make things look cinematic. What can we do with a CD? Well, you can have incredible music like this, and you can have voice acting. And where the graphics are quite limited, as we can see here, the music, with its much higher fidelity than the visuals are going to be, can take you a lot further. But they were really smart even when they dealt with that. I mean, look how limited the graphics are, so they have a lot of fog, and it works because it's a horror game. You can't just have a lot of fog in a game like Mario or something. It's not going to work. It's not going to be very fun, unless it's a snow level. So they worked within the limitations. But in terms of the actual music, just it gives it a really kind of fun feeling. It feels like you're about to go on an adventure in a way. You're being transported into another world. And it's just probably one of the greatest video game title themes of all time, in terms of one track being able to announce a game, nay, a series. And that is why this is one of the first games where we're doing a whole episode just on either the game itself or the franchise. Previously, I did one on, what was it called? Fez, the soundtrack to Fez. A game I've never played, but I've listened to the soundtrack from start to finish many, many times. So please check out that video, also on the channel. Let's move on to some other Silent Hill music. The next track we're going to play is from Silent Hill 2. This is the theme of Laura. The theme of Laura. Pretty similar in a lot of ways to the first track that we heard, the Silent Hill theme from Silent Hill 1. It's a little bit faster. I love the part where it goes boom, 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 using the, I guess like a whammy bar on a guitar or a tremolo bar just to give that kind of waver. It's a little more upbeat. It's a little more polished. There's that part where the orchestra kind of comes in. They go, bam, bam, bam. Almost like Silent Hill's made it to Vegas. It's made the big time. They know that the first one was a hit. They want to put some more production values into this. I believe it was on the PS2, so they're showing off a lot more things that they could do. It's just another really great example of what this composer could do. And using that rock beat, kind of some trippy elements of it. Here we go. Oh, now throwing in kind of like some surf rocks and almost like a bit of spy elements, a little more like Portishead, but fun. Again, it's beckoning you into this big adventure you're going to go on into the world of Silent Hill 2, a game I've never played, but looks pretty fun. I mean, she looks like she was having some fun in there before she got faded away into existence. Silent Hill 2. Us playing it. Coming soon on the channel. Our next track, we're going to bring it down a little bit. This is also from Silent Hill 2. This is Ordinary Vanity. Ordinary Vanity. This was one of the top comments for this song on the whatever YouTube video I found. This person says, this music is so fitting for Eddie when you think about it. It plays peacefully in the background when you first meet him, looking as though he's another lost soul trapped in the town. He seems rather innocent and harmless to us as the player, but you can tell something is off about him. After all, the first thing he says when you meet him is that he didn't kill the person in the room you just came from, immediately raising suspicion. The piece is rather tranquil and soothing, but there's an overbearing, deep resonating metal sound that doesn't seem like it belongs, just as how when we first meet Eddie he seems innocent and harmless, but something seems very off. Great comment. I don't have the name of them. What I like about this one is it feels like this song is about to get into something that is much more classical and beautiful. If you just would let it play out, it would almost sound like it would go bum 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 bum, almost like a requiem or like a lacrimosa or whatever that really sad piece of classical music it is that plays usually in like military movies when everything goes in slow motion and they're all getting shot. But every time it seems like it's about to resolve and move on, it gets looped back very harshly, and then also we have these clanking. So it does sound like almost like you're deep inside of a haunted music box that is not able to turn its gears and play the tune that you really want to hear. So a really subtle and I would say simply done, but very effective. The technique of it. I mean, it's just a short loop with some clanging, but it's the artistic idea to create it all is what really works with it. Just some beautiful tones. Totally sets the mood, brings you into the world, really engaging. Ordinary Vanity. Another ambient track, another one from Silent Hill 2. This next one is Forest from Silent Hill 2, when you meet the character Angela Orozco in the graveyard. Man, a great track. Really soft and quiet, gentle electric piano, electric keyboard. But what I like about it is this sort of heavy rumbling ambience. That could make you think of wind, a lot of reverb. It almost sounds like a lot of wind on a microphone. But it's sort of like a fogginess, like a claustrophobia. And I guess as you meet this Angela character, she's looking for somebody, you're looking for somebody. And she's telling you that this town is weird. But the melody behind the ambiance is very, it's very kind of like mournful, wistful. There's a lot of scary things going on. But it's done in a really pretty, peaceful way, which again is a great way that the Silent Hill composer, Akira something, I'll get it right on the next one. Apologies to him. Or her. Or they. It's another way that they subvert the expectations of what a horror soundtrack could be. You want to make something really sad, something mysterious? I mean, this is so beautiful. It sounds incredibly important, so meaningful. And again, you're totally sucked into the world of the music. Forest from Silent Hill 2. Our next track is from the game Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Apparently, Shattered Memories is a reimagination of the first Silent Hill game, and it retains the premise: Harry Mason's quest to find his missing daughter in the fictitious American town of Silent Hill. But it's set in a different fictional universe, has a different plot, and altered characters alongside new ones, with 5 endings available. The gameplay takes place in 2 parts: a framing first-person psychotherapy session and an over-the-shoulder perspective of Harry's journey through Silent Hill, which is periodically interrupted by the occurrence of a shift to a more dangerous environment. Answers given to the psychological test in the therapy session affect various gameplay elements in Harry's journey. This was originally created for the Wii in December 2009 and then ported to the PS2 and PSP. This track that we're going to play from it is a cover of a Willie Nelson song, Always on My Mind. So we'll see if this actually makes it through the YouTube gambit of copyright protection.
Quiet is
So we'll see if this actually made it through the copyright protection. Again, a real sort of heavy but sexy, winding, twisting, trippy, alternative rock beat. There are a lot of tracks that have female vocals on them from the Silent Hill franchise. That composer is Akira Yamaoka. I'm not usually a fan of video game music with vocalists. Sometimes it works for me. I tend to just find the ones that make it on there. Whatever it is, there seems to be a common thread on them where I just don't dig it. And a lot of the Silent Hill tracks that have vocals are not my thing. But I really like the way she's singing here. It's just kind of blends in. It's got this kind of deadpan feel to it. Very nice tone. There's a personality in her voice that's it's so close to being angelic, but it's definitely not. It's a little bit like she's being animated by a dark power. Neck a bit twisted, eyes a bit off. So I hope this track gets through, because I love the version of it. You were always on my mind. It's time to play some music from Silent Hill 3. This is End of Small Sanctuary. One of the YouTube commentarios described this as one of the very few safe spots in the whole game. Enjoy feeling safe. I'm going to assume this is some kind of a save theme or something. It's got a short loop on it. It's really nice. Again, it uses rock beats, guitars, really sort of gooey psychedelic textures on it, which fits so well with the fantastical elements of the story. I love that really, really low bass that just kind of pulses in and out. Again, like a real sort of gooey sound to it. Which, all those sort of gooey psychedelic sounds give it a very, almost like comforting, sort of warm, but otherworldly feeling to it. Again, it's not going for something cold and uncomfortable. It's something a bit more active. But fun and nice. You can stay here for a long time. You know when it's going to loop. It never goes to a B section or a C section. You're safe here. You're just going to hear these nice guitars. Nothing's going to go too far out of the scale. Just a fantastic, I'm going to assume, save theme or safe spot. Let's play a track from Silent Hill 4. This is the opening track on the Silent Hill 4 album. This does have vocals in it. This is Tender Sugar. The room confines me, she says. Man, the bass keeps coming. This is like a really kick-ass rock bass tone. I'm going to guess it's probably a Fender Jazz bass or maybe something heavier. It sounds not quite as soft as a Precision, but real classic rock, like perfect rock bass tone. Big, bassy, round, but with that little bit of grit underneath that just highlights the movement of the bass and the attitude of it. This is a little slower, more psychedelic. You got some big Pink Floyd type solos here. And simpler music, I think, because you have vocals, where the vocals are allowed to tell more of the story, the melody, the lyrics. So you don't want to have the music going too wild around it. Otherwise, it ends up sounding like an anime intro. Because it's going slower and more psychedelic, you're allowing the drums sort of like, everything's sort of stretching out a bit more. It's a lot more jammy. Got a big modulation here, different feeling. Which is great because it's been jamming on the same key for a long time, but really doing a good job of setting that tone and not having it feel boring. What a great introduction to Silent Hill 4. This next one, we're going back to Silent Hill 2. I talked about the industrial beats in the earlier tracks. This one is so almost 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor inspired. It's got such a nice, groovy, slow, but really makes you move. Really, really interesting tones, and then just all kinds of different sounds that come in and make, I guess you could call this like ambient, gloomy funk, like horror funk, Silent Hill funk, Akira Yamaoka industrial funk. It's badass. Check it out. That'd be so great in like a real-time strategy game, you know, Command and Conquer or something. Got that nice kind of rising bass and guitar. Just really makes you want to go up and down. Now I'm pretty excited to play Silent Hill 2 and try to experience where would something like this even play. It's called Terror in the Depths of Fog. Usually horror games are trying to make you not want to go into a place and then having to go there anyway. But as long as this music was playing, be like, give me the shotgun. Let's go. It's like Resident Evil. What was that one called? Village. Machine guns. Rocket launches. Yeah. Alright. This next track is also from Silent Hill 2. If you're a big Silent Hill fan out there, and this has been a silent hell for you, that I've mostly played stuff from Silent Hill 2, I apologize. Please recommend some more in the comments. But I just loaded up a big list of what people on YouTube said, a couple of different lists, poked through them, found the ones I responded to right away. If I had kept digging, I'm sure I would have found more. But what I really liked about this next one, True, is that it starts off with a very simple melody that's immediately evocative. And then it builds with these pedal notes all around it. Those are other notes that are alternating with the main note. And it just, again, gives you that sort of wistful, mournful melancholy that Akira Yamaoka can do so well in pop song, rock song format with piano leading instead of guitar. So please check this out. What a nice one. More rock beats, kind of trippy, trip hoppy. Not really industrial, but it definitely has like this heavy melancholy feel over it. Really simple. But he just does such a great job of building such a simple framework with that opening boom 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 boom. Bit of space in there. Everything else just fills in around it. Kind of has a creepy soap opera vibe. Every time I hear soft piano played in the middle of the register, it always makes me think of soap operas. Oof, and some nice violin. Some ambient, whatever that is. Again, a deceptively simple and complex track. Great for fighting enemies like perhaps this. like Mr. McGregor, who has arms where their legs are, and top for the legs. Great track. Silent Hill 2. What a masterpiece of music. I'm excited. It's getting me more excited to eventually play Silent Hill 2. I'd like to finish Silent Hill 1 and then hop into Silent Hill 2 when I'm good and ready to be terrified. I'm going to leave you with one last track. This is from Silent Hill 4, The Room. The track is Room of Angel. Thanks everybody for watching this. Definitely not the same doing it without people in the chat bouncing ideas off each other. Everybody's different ideas of how these songs feel to them and their imagination, what the songs mean to them. And of course, all the tracks that I would have discovered because people brought them to our attention. So maybe we'll have to do maybe one or two where you still submit them. And even if I'm not going to be able to interact in the chat, we can still do it that way. I'll see you on Discord. I'll see you on YouTube. This is Room of Angel from Silent Hill 4, and this was our look at the Silent Hill franchise music. Thanks for watching.
So